Hello and welcome to Weekend News. I am Alice Thompson
and I am David Patrick Kamara.
Coming up in this edition of Weekend News, German Development Bank begins assessment of pro-poor growth for peace consolidation in the National Commission for Social Action, NACSA.
Sierra Leone's ambassador to China, Ambassador Almami Petito Kroma, presents his letters of credence.
And Sierra Leone's ambassador and deputy permanent representative to the African Union calls on African governments to invest in education.
All these stories, including business and sports, are lined up in this edition of Weekend News. Stay with us. For our first story tonight, the pro-poor growth for peace consolidation in the National Commission for Social Action, NACSA, has received a delegation from the German Development Bank to assess the implementation of the project in the Koinadugu and Kailaun districts. The team will assess the implementation of the pro-poor growth for peace consolidation 1 and 2 programs. Sento Kago has the story.
The German team will also look at projects that have been implemented since 2010, assess the impact of the project on the lives of the beneficiaries and the status of structures, including the use of facilities. In view of this, the team left Freetown for Koinadugu and Kailaun districts with the program manager, technical advisor and other NACSA officials. At the Lompa Lorry Park, Waterloo, constructed in 2010, the team commended stakeholders, including the Facility Management Committee, Drivers and Traders Union, on the well-structured way the park is being managed. The team advised the union to stay united for future development in the Lompa community. At the Kailaun District Council, Kailaun, the team was there to evaluate the first phase of the Growth for Peace Consolidation project implementation, see how they can improve on the project, and to better understand the work and responsibilities towards the GPC project. Member of the Kailaun District Council explained that the council receives various sources of funding, including subvention from government. The role of council in maintenance and supervision of the project, especially the feeder roads, was stressed on by the team. Arriving in Kabbalah, the team was received by NACSA's regional and NACSA district team, who explained about the road condition before intervention. The team later inspected the Kamasuri Junction to Kasipong Road, a 3.5 kilometer stretch, and inspected other areas. The Dogolea paddock, which was constructed in the GPC-1 Phase 2 in 2011 and is still in good condition and in use, was inspected. The water well facility at Mama Afia and Karane in the Dembelea Sunkunia Chiefdom was also inspected. At the Koinadugu District Council, the chairman and council administration explained about the positive intervention of the GPC project in the district. They said in as much as the road construction project provides employment, especially for young people, yet there is need for machines to be used in the construction.
Well, that report filed in by Sento Kago was read by Hawanato Conte. The country representative, Food and Agricultural Organization, FAO, Gabriel Rugalema, has commended the government for tremendous progress in the infrastructural sector. The commendation was made when Mr. Rugalema took formal leave of President Goma at State House. Gazi Kamara filed in this report.
Presenting the FAO country director, The Minister of State 2, Ministry of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Honorable Aissata Kabia, said Mr. Gabriel Rugalema has been the FAO country representative in Sierra Leone since 2011 and also managing the United Nations system in the country as acting resident coordinator, including facilitating the transition of UNMEA. He maintained that the FAO country representative has also completed his tour of duty and that during his tenure since 2012, the FAO representative in Sierra Leone has been able for the first time to develop a document containing a country programming framework for the country. The Minister of State 2 disclosed that the document has helped the organization to realign technical support to the government priorities, particularly in areas and sectors for which FAO has a clear comparative advantage. Taking formal leave of the President, the FAO country representative, Gabriel Rugalema, informed the President that he has been in Sierra Leone for 5 years and it has been a wonderful journey. He expressed gratitude to President Nkrumah for his leadership qualities, saying that they have been together in normal and difficult times when he couldn't even smile when he paid him a courtesy call. Mr. Rugalema also thanked God that together with the President, they managed to deliver the country from Ebola back to the path of development. Citing the history of the country of being founded a colony to be an emporium of trade and commerce, a center of knowledge and a fountain of religious tolerance, the FAO country representative said in the 5 years that he has been in Sierra Leone, he doesn't have anything to complain about, noting that the country has made progress since the 1780s. He pointed out that despite the progress made, the challenges remain in the field of agriculture, where they still need to do more, including bringing in the private sector.
To get to Lungi, I needed 6 hours. Now I need 20 minutes. The roads, Wilkinson Road didn't exist. The Jew Road didn't exist. I have visited every district, capital city. And now they have roads, they have water. Even in good old Bonth, when I was there in September, the road infrastructure was beginning. So there are signs of development, and the potential is huge. But as you keep saying, people can't eat potential. So while I'm leaving, I will still be part of Sierra Leone, because you can't just wash yourself of the history of the country where you live, but also that I have had the support of everybody. I want to remain an informal ambassador of Sierra Leone.
Bidding the FAO country representative farewell, President Nkrumah pointed out that it is not always a pleasant moment to say farewell to somebody that has been part of one's success story and that has participated fully when it was very difficult for Sierra Leoneans. In that regard, the President, on behalf of the people of Sierra Leone, thanked Mr. Rugalema for the remarkable difference he made during his tenure. He pointed out that when the situation was normal, he contributed greatly in trying to focus the whole intervention into a national program. And when that was captured, he accelerated lots of interventions. President Nkrumah added that they can now boast of the progress made in the agricultural sector, which he was part of, and expressed delight that he was around and played a major role. The President added that the agricultural sector has come a long way, but they still have their challenges as a government. He emphasized that with what they are experiencing now as a government, there is now a greater need for them to intensify their efforts in diversifying the economy. President Nkrumah maintained that if they have to succeed in doing that, it is the agricultural sector that they have to spend more time on. This, he said, is the reason why the basis the country representative has laid, which would provide the government a solid foundation that they could build on.
So I think all of us, especially those of you that have been very active in creating the basis of what we are now, the new Sierra Leone, will be more authentic when you go out and say it. So we'll urge that as you go out, you continue to be the ambassador of Sierra Leone. Sierra Leone will always remember you, will always remember our friends, especially during the fight against Ebola. And we'll always look forward to welcoming you when you find time to come. This will always be home for you. So please continue to remember us. And we will be out there about July or so. We hope that we'll be able to look you up and have an opportunity to share experience again.
Also at State House, the chairman of the Aberdeen Creek Committee and advisor to the president, Dr. Joseph Samsise, has acquainted President Ernest Bai Koroma on the progress made so far by the committee in implementing the recommendations of His Excellency the President.
The Commissioner, National Youth Commission, Anthony Kroma, has called on the Ministry of Education, Science and Technology to offer accreditation to the Obasanjo Skill Acquisition and Youth Transformation College. He made the appeal during the orientation ceremony for the third batch of students. Marima Denkekano witnessed the orientation ceremony at the Obasanjo Skill Training Hall and sent in this report read by Princess Gibson.
About 170 youths will be enrolled this year into the Obasanjo Skills Acquisition and Youth Transformation College. They will be trained in community development studies, social work, mass communications, computer skills training, and business management. Coordinator Obasanjo Skills Acquisition and Youth Transformation, Alhaji Fofana describes his college as unique as it bridges the existing gap in education provided by the University of Sierra Leone. He said about 170 youths will be enrolled and that his institution has trained about 1,000 youths since it was established in 2005. Alhaji Fofana called on the Ministry of Youth Affairs and the National Youth Commission to ensure that the college is promoted.
Since the program started, its full operation in 2012 and to 2015, we've trained over 1,000 young people with various skills in the computer knowledge, that is ICT, community development programs, business administration and entrepreneurship, media study, social work, etc., etc. We also train our young people in interview techniques, career development, CV writing, in order to add more employability to them again. So this time around, this 2016, we've already recruited about 170, and we are planning to recruit more, to add more values to young people again. So,
Commissioner National Youth Commission Anthony Koroma said the college was a dream he actualized after he acquired a piece of land for the construction of the center some years ago. He said since then a lot of young people have been empowered, adding that the college is planning to establish a film industry. He said that will be unique in the region. Minister of Youth Affairs by Mahmoud Bangura applauded the administration for keeping the college. The minister said he is au fait with the activities of the center, which he said needs a lot of support from government. Mr. Bangura called on the youths to be focused in their studies so as to achieve their dreams. The minister adds that his ministry operates in collaboration with stakeholders dealing with youth issues, as he intends to use the Obasanjo Skills Training College to showcase the creativity of the youths of Sierra Leone to the world. The ceremony also saw the commissioning of a borehole facility provided by a local non-governmental organization, Living Water International. The operations director, Living Water International, Rosemary Blake, said the borehole was constructed for the college as water is very essential for life. He appealed to the students to use the facility judiciously.
The Chief Nursing Officer, Matron Hussaina Tukanu, has disclosed plans to open new midwifery schools in Bo and Kenema. She made the statements during the commemoration of International Nurses Day on the theme, Nurses, a Force for Change, Improving Health Resilience, at the World Council Hall. Joseph Stanley reports.
Nurses have gathered to celebrate the anniversary of a legend, Florence Nightingale, the founder of modern nursing. She was referred to as the lady with the lamp that advocated for human dignity. According to the Chief Nursing Officer, this year's theme will popularize several ways nurses can contribute to developing strong and resilient health system locally and globally. Metro Lusaina Tukan informed colleagues that the Health Ministry is embarking on a lot of reforms to change the image of nursing, as well as improving on the health outcomes of the populace. She explained about development plans to promote the nursing profession, citing the opening of new midwifery schools in Bo and Kenema in the southern and eastern region respectively. Metro Kanu encouraged nurses to provide competent and quality services at all levels with great compassion and care.
With a note of caution that in acceptance that make a difference in the lives of our people, and also that we are going to improve on the standard of nursing in Sierra Leone. On that note, let me thank you all for listening, and I'm wishing all of us fruitful relations, and not only that, also a peaceful election outcome.
The Chief Nursing Officer said they are aware that nurses face several challenges in the discharge of their duties and that they will collaborate with other organizations to help address some of these challenges and enforce reforms. The president of the Sierra Leone Nurses Association, Senesi Magao, appealed to nurses to change their attitude and conduct nurses' care with love and diligence, as the reward will come in several ways. He stressed the need for collective efforts to build a strong health resilient system that will cope with future challenges as well as achieve the targets set in the Sustainable Development Goals. Mr. Magao said despite success, they appealed to the government for the payment of death benefit to the bereaved families of colleagues, health workers who died of Ebola, absorption of nurses, provision of specialized training abroad, and promotion for nurses. Several other speakers, while making meaningful contributions, stressed the need to rebrand the nursing profession for public confidence. They referred to the theme Nurses, a Force for Change, improving health system resilient as relevant and appropriate, as nurses comprise the largest workforce in the health sector. SLBC News, Joseph Stanley reporting.
The National Revenue Authority, NRA, has started arresting vehicles that are invading customs. Most of the vehicles are coming from other West African countries through Guinea and Liberia. The NRA anti-smuggling unit is spearheading the operation in the western area. Mosiri has more.
The operation started at the Message Card Center, Cambo Street in Freetown, where 5 vehicles were arrested from Guinea, although other vehicles were also arrested on the street during the operations in the western area. The anti-smuggling unit officer of the National Revenue Authority, Mohamed Masakwe, says that the operation is to track down cars that are evading tax from customs, which he describes as a loss towards revenue generation. He calls on the car dealers not to allow any vehicle in their car centers that has not gone through customs. One of the car dealers of the Wasan Auto Center, Mohamed Lamin Ba, commends the National Revenue Authority for the operations, as tax evasion by other illegal business people have made business very bad for them, as people are not buying cars at the centers, an act which is not good for them. Another car dealer of the Louisan Car Center, Teddy Louis, informs the theme from NRA that most vehicles coming from Guinea are stolen vehicles or overused, so he cannot afford to buy and sell them at his center. Mr. Louis thanks NRA for the bold step in tracking down these cars. The Corporate Affairs Manager of NRA, Mohamed Bangura, told SABC that the operation is nationwide, adding that his office will continue the operation as they are losing a lot of revenue generation. The vehicles arrested will be sent down to their customs office for proper business procedure.
Not to say the law not allow people for carrying them to carry inside the country, but they are law in time when they will spend inside this country. And the law also say after that particular period, you forgo. If you not go now, you convert into other thing. Now you maybe we take the actual rule on top. So even when they want some of them, they tell us say if they sell them, because behind this the document they put on this not to say if they sell out, they put on any of the dealership garage, we wait for make sure say they pay the duty plus penalty and interest. Plus one thing we for take notice of now, the cost of enforcement. It inside the Finance Act 2016 say anybody where NIA go. You go take your property now, if you spend any money, if you give money to media, etc., now you go for pay that particular money back.
SABC TV News are in Freetown. Harmoswe reporting.
First Lady Sia Nyamakoma has called on young women to seize the opportunities that are being offered by the government and donor partners, as well as the private sector, to empower themselves to achieve their goals. She made the statement during the launching of the Young Women Empowerment and Advancement Program, an initiative of government through the Ministry of Youth and the National Youth Commission. Kojokwafo reports.
The First Lady acknowledged that young women face many challenges in Sierra Leone, including gendered-imposed roles, life-threatening diseases, unequal access to socio-economic opportunities, unemployment, underemployment, and little or no form of education. She says that because women work in poor conditions and earn low income with little or no social protection, they open themselves up to exploitation and increase their vulnerability to poverty. Mrs. Kuroma echoed the plight of women in the agriculture sector, saying that although they dominate that sector, they face marginalization with little or no access to credit facilities, improved technologies, and unequal access to land, extension services, and post-harvest technologies.
I would like to call on young women to live up to our collective expectations and to strive in excellence in academic achievement and vocational training. I would like to implore you to live by the ideals and objectives of this newly established Young Women's Empowerment and Advancement Program that seek inter alia to strengthen the capacity of young women to make decisions and choices based on knowledge and to engage in leadership responsibilities with dignity. As you quite rightly put it, attitudinal change and transformation of negative mindsets in our communities will no doubt foster young women's empowerment.
The First Lady reminded her audience about Pillar 3 of Sierra Leone's Agenda for Prosperity, which calls for the creation of employment opportunities for youth, the development of medium and long-term strategies that will foster youth employment, the initiation of youth development programs, including youth skills training programs and schemes.
On 8 March 2016, I joined Women Australian in calling on the Constitutional Review Commission to engender the Constitution and to ensure that the supreme law of the land enshrines women's empowerment and advancement in an unequivocal manner. We welcome the promulgation of an affirmative action bill for women's political participation.
Commissioner National Youth Commission Anthony Kuroma says his commission is aware of the challenges young people face, which is why they continue to develop programs to empower the youth, especially young women. Representing UN Women, Carmen Shuba says violence against women and girls has no place in society, while the future of the Sierra Leone society lies with the young people, more so with young women. She adds that it is only when the future of young people is assured that true sustainability can be guaranteed. Representing UNFPA, Fiona says that UNFPA has a passion for young people with a strong adolescent health and development program. She says that harnessing the demographic dividend by creating conditions for young people to enjoy their human rights and subsequent benefits remain a key priority of UNFPA. The president of lawyers, Rhoda Nuni, says that they have been offering legal representation to victims of sexual assault, rape and gender violence, and that they want the National Youth Commission to not only focus on preventing women from being abused, but also to help them understand their rights and obligations and support them when they are in conflict with the law. Minister of Youth Affairs by Mahmoud Bangura says the capitalization of this initiative is born out of President Nkrumah's desire for women to take center stage. He says that women must move outside of the metaphoric kitchen and step outside to match with men for the development of Sierra Leone. The minister warned that the 50-50 campaign should not only be for the campaigners. He called on young women to prioritize issues on their part, adding that women and girls in Sierra Leone still believe that they do not have the ability to do what men can do. He extended thanks and appreciation to all those who are promoting women's issues in the country.
It is my pleasure to officially launch the National Youth Commission's Young Women's Empowerment and Advancement Program. I take this opportunity to wish the young women of Sierra Leone tremendous success as they continue their journey towards full empowerment and advancement.
Kojokwafu, SLBC.
The Guma Valley Water Company is presently faced with unprecedented depletion of water sources. Well, this is as a result of illegal activities at water catchment areas in the western area that has resulted to acute water shortage. This concern was raised by the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Water Resources that summoned stakeholders in the water sector. Princess Gibson was there and sent in this report.
Guma Valley Water Company is faced with unprecedented depletion of water sources, the first in 100 years. This is as a result of the construction of houses at water sources, including Babadori with 98 houses, Charlotte with 32 houses, and Bobo at number 2 River in the peninsula. Several sources, according to the production manager of Guma Valley Water Company, Mohammed Kuruma, were identified, but have dried up, resulting to the ineffectiveness of Guma to supply adequate water. This water situation has brought these key players to this session to deliberate the way forward, even though a committee was formed in 2010 but did not produce the desired result. The Minister of Water Resources, Momodu Maligi, on his part, strongly pushed for the demolition of structures to send a message.
To go through, map out these places, and call for the document. The advisor will give a detailed report on the process so far, and we're checking those documents. We found out that even though some are signed by the Ministry of Lands, a lot of them are illegally done. It's unfortunate the Ministry of Lands is not here today. The minister is not here. I've had some meetings with her, and to be honest, I'm quite encouraged by the way she has started her work in this ministry. She has really invoked some serious investigations into this matter. And this is also a matter that we discuss at cabinet level, of which the Ministry of Housing is also stopping the signing of housing permits. To go through, map out these places, and call for the document. The advisor will give a detailed report on the process so far, and we're checking those documents. We found out that even though some are signed by the Ministry,
this is time for action. I am a man who believes in action. It's only unfortunate all of consent cannot be everywhere. I cannot show all the MDs. But this is time for action. This is not time for talking. It's time for action. Every piece of land there has a site plan. Who signed the site plan? That's where we should start. Go to the Ministry of Lands and say, did you sign this site plan? Why did you sign it? Get that man arrested there and then. You go to the Ministry of Law, who issued a building permit. That's all. You issue the building permit, arrest this man. He goes to Pariba
Ministry of Lands. A lot of them are illegally done. It's unfortunate the Ministry of Lands is not here today. The minister is not here. I've had some meetings with her, and to be honest, I'm quite encouraged by the way she has started her work in this ministry. She has really invoked some serious investigations into this matter. And this is also a matter that we discuss at cabinet level, of which the Ministry of Housing is also stopping the signing of housing permits.
The Minister of Internal Affairs, retired Major Paulo Conte, says this present
Well, still in Parliament, the Petroleum Regulatory Agency has briefed the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Trade on their operations. The Director of Petroleum Regulatory Agency, Dan Mason, told the committee that the petroleum industry is 100% private. He noted that pump prices are determined by international trade exchange rate. Mr. Mason noted that though the minimum stock level has been breached by companies, they had a sacred duty to ensure the security. The chairperson of the Parliamentary Oversight Committee on Trade, Honorable Veronica Kadisise, maintained that fuel shortage from time to time is unacceptable and calls on the Petroleum Regulatory Agency to be proactive.
In order to have easy access in the community and to reduce the difficulties in moving around, the people of Sumaila Town in the west end of Freetown have begun work on their road. Nasiruddin Kumar filed in this report.
Men, young and old, women and children have taken up the challenge to improve access to their community by making the main road across their community. This road is of a serious significance to the Sumaila Town community. The people are highly energized as they concrete their road instead of tar. Having failed to win the attention for a requisite support from the concerned authority, the people decided to take the bull by the horn by embarking on resource mobilization, reaching out to some identified dignitaries. The work is being physically championed by the youth. One of the leaders at the site is Joe Cole. He says they are grateful to those who have individually contributed to the community project.
This community will be really the strain. We get man at this community way, really it help way in Prima James. This road construction, it don't work for we, it don't work for we. We don't know how to tell and thank you. We try to border when John Bonos is here. We see people go meet her for help. We ask her for help. We go, he start this road last year. Can we go far? When most can not be ever the one I have up your bicycle. People in the photo in the damage. But through the help we don't give we concrete force face where vehicle and the camels can and they run from net to morning. You know left they'll meet and make this BNTM. We go meet and say, partner, we continue the road. He decided for give we 800 bags of cement, but give we 700 force. Then he decided for give we 10 million euros, some I order for connect, and he give we 5 million, so now we can continue, he go get onto we. So we praise him for that, we tell him, beaucoup thank you. Because he wrote this cement to give we, with the concrete go right up, even the last side of time it cannot be the go. We go concrete it. Then in all left there, we honorable chef do a very big job for we. When an honorable Amadou Fofana, he give we 10 million euros.
Haja Ya Almami Bangura is an elder of the community. She says the road is very important to them and its deplorable state has inflicted pains on members of the Sumaila Town community and their visitors. The new road, Haja Ya Almami says, will make the community safer from motorbike accidents. Many have fallen victims of road accidents over the years, and the risk continued until they have finally found solution to their problem. The chairman, Abu Seba Bangura, says they have started as a community, but that they still expect further support from government, as other areas are already being provided good roads.
Well, to end weekend news, here are the main points again. German Development Bank has begun assessment of pro-growth for peace consolidation in the National Commission for Social Action (NACSA).
Sierra Leone's ambassador to China, Ambassador Almami Petito Foma, has presented his letters of credence.
Sierra Leone's ambassador and deputy permanent representative to the African Union, Ismail Kroma, has called on African governments to invest in education.
And that's all in this edition of Weekend News. On behalf of the news editor, Asmil Ba, I'm Alice Myra Thompson.
And I am David Patrick Kamara. For more information about our program, send us an email to contact us at slbc.sl. Good night.